Hello, today in Granny's kitchen we're going to make Clootie Dumpling. Now I've already boiled the cloot, which just means the cloth, and I'm just about to spread it out onto the table and coat it with some self-raising flour. It's still very, very hot. I'm going to spread it out onto the table. Now this is a bit of an old sheet and it was about 60 centimetres in diameter. I'm going to get lots of plain flour. I know this seems a bit random, but I'm going to cover the cloth with the plain flour. And basically this seals the cloth ready to take the actual dumpling. And it won't allow anything to leak through. So I'm roughly spreading out a large circle of plain flour, and then I'm going to shake that into the sink. So basically my cloot is ready to accept the dumpling. Now the dumpling itself is made with many simple ingredients. First of all, 125 grams of self-raising flour, to which you would add 175 grams of fine breadcrumbs, which is roughly about 2 slices of bread. And I've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So I'm going to add those dry ingredients together. We also have to add 125 grams of suet. Now you can use beef suet or vegetable suet. I'm actually using the vegetable suet. And then it's 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, ground ginger and ground mixed spice. So I have all my dry ingredients in there. Now normally it's 175 grams of sultanas and 175 grams of raisins, but we don't really like raisins very much. So I'm putting in 350 grams of sultanas into my clootie dumpling. And as you can see, I'm just mixing up all these dry ingredients together. Now I've already beaten 2 eggs, along with 2 tablespoons of golden syrup and 2 tablespoons of treacle. And I've just made sure that that's mixed really well. So I'm going to add a grated big cooking apple and a grated carrot. Just mix it with your fingers. Obviously you've scrubbed your hands beforehand. It's much easier just to do all this with your hands because it's a very fast process of combining all the ingredients together. Now, if the mixture was a little bit dry, what you could actually do is just add a splash of fresh orange juice. But I won't actually know what that's like until I add in all this nice treacle mixture. It's 2 tablespoons of treacle, 2 of syrup. Right, so I'm going to add all of that into the mixture. Just stir that through. And it is quite a dense mixture, as you will see. But if you felt it was just a bit too dry, as I said, you can add just a splash of orange juice. A lot of you have asked me about these mugs and the aprons that says Granny's Kitchen. If you like any of this merchandise, please click the link below. Now at this stage, if you wanted, it used to be you would wrap up little silver threepennies or sixpences into greaseproof paper and add it to your dumpling, because it was a good thing at New Year to find a coin in your dumpling, but we tend not to do that nowadays. Right, so I'm going to put this out onto my cloot. As you can see, it makes one large round dumpling. I'm going to take the cloth and just bring up each of the 4 corners first of all. Okay, and then very quickly try and squeeze it into a big round shape like that. So what I'm going to do is just wrap this round with the string. I'm going to leave quite long ends actually, because I need to tie the ends to the side of the pot. So what I'm going to do now is put a Pyrex lid at the bottom of the pot because I don't want the dumpling to stick. So what I'm going to do is just place that in the bottom of the pot. Then I'm going to sit this on top of that. It's beginning to boil nicely. I can easily add more water later, so I'm not too worried about not having enough water in. With this, I'm just going to tie this to the pot because I don't want the dumpling to collapse into the pot. I'm just going to keep that upright so as it retains its rounded shape. And I'll just quickly put that round there and tighten that up. Okay. And likewise with the second side, exactly the same. Just tie that in. And it is useful to have a boiled kettle just ready to go. This is some of the boiling water I took out earlier. Basically, you want the water, the boiling water, just to reach about 5 centimetres from the top. You don't want it to catch on all this. You don't want it to go inside your dumpling. So that's why you've got the strings to keep it upright. Right, so we're going to cover that and leave it to simmer for 4 hours. After 4 hours is up, just take the lid off very carefully. Be very hot. And untie or just cut your string and lift the dumpling out and submerge it immediately into a pan of cold water. Now this helps separate the skin, and it stays in the cold water for about 60 seconds, and hopefully it's formed a really nice skin. Once that's done, I might just pop a piece of kitchen roll underneath. I'm going to place that onto the plate, and then, as they say, the proof is in the pudding when I very carefully unwrap this, and hopefully it's got a nice sealed skin. So I'm just going to cut the string and very carefully unwrap the dumpling. And you can see by coating this with flour, it's helped form the dumpling skin on the side. Looks a bit odd when it's hot, but once that cools, that will be absolutely fine. So we're going to peel that away while it's hot, and I'm going to leave that to cool. And when it's cooled, we can serve that with ice cream, with fresh cream, or perhaps with some very thin pouring custard.